of health care coverage. And so I'd like to introduce Leslie Boyd.
Hi. Some of you know me. I have a pretty big mouth. And I always did, and I always had a passion for justice issues. But it became a mission when my son died because he couldn't get a colonoscopy. He didn't have $4,000, he was a student. And so the doctor wrote in his record, patient needs a colonoscopy but can't afford it. And he wrote it 4 times in 2 years, and the 4th time he also added, we'll advise financial counseling, as though that would cure the cancer that was growing inside him. He finally almost died because of a colon blockage. They finally did a colonoscopy and then did not tell him that his colon was blocked, because then they would have had to treat him. And they didn't want to lose that kind of money. They hoped he'd die before he ever got into the hospital for treatment, but he didn't. So they did surgery, and they found stage 3 cancer. And they did chemo and radiation, and the radiation caused another blockage, and that time they let him get down to 104 pounds. He was 6 feet tall. My daughter-in-law had to threaten to get a court order to get them to treat him. And they finally treated him, and they found a couple more cancer cells, and they said, that's it, you're gone, you're done. There was no caring in it. There was no, we're going to try and keep you alive. There was just, oh, maybe a little more chemo, but really, get your stuff in order. And so I followed him, and I said, no, wait a minute. I know people who've had a recurrence who've survived for years. You know, they've had surgery. And he said, oh, well, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that for a 31-year-old human being who saved I don't know how many lives after he sobered up, and he sobered other people up. And at his memorial service, more than a dozen people came to me and said, he really did save my life, literally. And there was nothing I could do to save his. And so we went to Duke, and they gave him 2 more years. But he died with me by his bedside, holding his hand. And I wanted my heart to stop so bad, and it wouldn't. And so I'm here, still grieving my son, and I'm never going to get over it. And I'm one of 30,000 mothers who lost a child last year. 30,000. It's immoral, and we have to stop it. We can't wait. We can't wait to get a perfect bill. We have to do this now. It's enough already. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leslie, for sharing that with us, and for all you've done to bring so many people together to support a real health insurance coverage for all Americans. Next, I want to bring up Michael Graham, who is the fiance of a woman named Sarah Buckner. Michael, where are you?